So this was a good game. It was a standard two-player game with myself as Ottomans as per usual, along with English, and the enemy were English and Japanese. Speed up the start again. The map was Baltic, but with the Saharan desert. I don't know why they combine. I guess it's random. Income per minute, I'll change it to. So I'm feudal, which is nice. Always quite early to do feudal and then seemingly slow down a bit, which is something I need to obviously work on. I'm a little bit, I guess, behind on some of these income per minute measures. Green's pretty good, isn't it? Let's just have a quick look at green. Yeah, Japan is often... Ooh. Yeah, first to get into castle as well. It might also be to do with use of fishing. I realise I'm a bit slow, so put 20 people on the castle age landmark. I think that was just a scout going after. This was a bit annoying. My teammate decided to kind of kept pinging the fact that they didn't have any boats to protect their fishing boats. I'm not quite sure what he expects me to do about that. And their early attack's pretty... They both do the same thing, which makes me wonder if they were like intentionally working together, or maybe... I don't know, maybe it's possible that they knew each other or not, or... Because they do exactly the same thing, right? Not a bad start. Force me to chase them around a little bit. Have to kind of put up some watchtowers that I probably some outposts that I probably should have put up before. Yeah, it's just a bit annoying. It's not like don't actually get. I don't even think they get any. They get their villages lit. One spearman trying to take them on. So go again. Mounted Samurai. Mounted Samurai are actually really good. And they can be very annoying. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Why a group of people are trying to do that. They also, in a minute, kind of ignore potentially very soft target. This little force does actually manage to chase them off. Yeah, I don't do very well with protecting my mangonels, but oh well. I do save this one. Just. So the pink do fight them off as well, and kind of got a similar situation going on in terms of essentially looking to defend as far up as possible, but that doesn't quite work because they then, the greens, as I say, were doing pretty good, and they come full force with a load of spring walls, which is particularly annoying, as I was seeing in the previous game I was playing, in fact. I'm a bit slow here to engage with the threat, to be honest. Or they a bit fast. I do move the villagers, and my thinking is I might move the troops as well, but I'm too slow to make the decision. And I also see that these are moving a bit slowly, so I feel like it might be worth trying to stick it out. Turns out that was the wrong decision. These veteran samurai are really good, as I guess one would expect. The name implies. They're just a little bit slow now. They could have probably won the game at this point. At this point it's not looking good for either me or Pink. Right, they're creating some nice battering rams. They've got 8 spring walls, or 8 spring walls, and a lot of veteran samurai, which are very good. And then the enemy is also pushing, well they were a minute ago, pushing Pink. So it's not looking so good, and my defences are pretty lack at this time. But you'll notice that I've just started putting up a Seagate castle. Which I often rely on to save me in these kind of situations, to be honest. It's a bit touch and go, I have to admit. Frantically trying to make more siege, and I'm frantically trying to keep my Seagate Castle in the game. Because you see, it's worth it, isn't it? Look at that damage. I don't know why they should be out of range now, but they get a bit flustered, I think. They don't quite know how to deal with the situation. I admit that my troops should be further back. And I struggle to garrison these because I should have just rung the bell, shouldn't I? It's a bit close. Not least because they're being attacked as well. I just about defend myself there, but I've lost a lot of villagers. I've got only 55 villagers. The Reds are doing slightly less well. I think, to be honest, the Pinks have defended themselves better. They've also got a good 3 town centres there, as far as I can see, which is a lot. This battering ram annoyingly did manage to get my tower outpost. Let's see what Green has in terms of villagers and military. 65 and 62. And now I'm at 58 and 17. So certainly numbers-wise I am losing. This is a guess that they've left a couple of spring walls here. I don't know why I decided to guess that, but it's a guess that they haven't brought a big army with it. This is the bonus of having a bit more line of sight though, because at least I can see an incoming army and hopefully act appropriately. So the pinks are doing okay, but they are only in castle age. We need to upgrade that, I would suggest. And here we are. This is quite the attack with a lot of veteran samurai. Quite quickly destroying my manga now, which is terribly positioned. I'm then being a bit... Obviously shouldn't have put those there. For some reason they just go straight in to try and take on the Seagate castle. I mean, I don't know, maybe that does make sense. But one would have thought they would have done that with a bit more siege equipment. They do pretty well against it though, to be fair. And using these spring walls against infantry I think is broken. Like, they need to solve that now. It becomes a bit desperate in a minute. I realise that very, very pressing needs to... Some pinks come and help, which is nice. Very, very pressing need to try and not let this get destroyed. So I get every villager, literally from all around all the farms and all the things. It's currently... it's pretty close. It goes to 400 health before it starts coming back, and they still have a lot of veteran samurai and springboards killing all the villagers. To the point that I need to just basically take everyone. These are in range now. And actually the pink do to an extent carry this. I might have managed to push them off, but it would have, I'm not sure. Maybe the pinks did carry this, to be honest. In terms of econ now, I've got 25 villages. Yeah, not good. They go for the second push. I think I actually kind of comment to the guy, use the castle, use the Seagate castle. So I'm realising that we're potentially not in a good way. Well, I'm not, and then if I'm gone, the pinks are probably going to struggle. So this is quite nice. I don't think they should have done this. They allow me with a load of men-at-arms, as you know, Janissaries versus springballs are not a good combination, but men-at-arms versus them is quite good. And I do somewhat sacrifice my ally here, but they kind of taking on, along with the Seagate Castle, the veteran samurai that are very strong, whilst I'm taking out the springballs, and that works quite well. Also helps that the Allies have put a Berkshire Palace up here as well. Oh, I didn't realise it was a Berkshire Palace. Okay, yeah. So the Greens now give up, in disgust, seemingly. If they'd have continued pushing, they might have got through. My econ's very low. A bit silly to just give up like that, to be honest. Penny backer. Well, I can't see them. But yeah, they had a decent old place. So now it literally becomes 2-on-1, which is quite a lot easier. But still, I've got no villagers, so I'm just slowly. I don't want to kind of push too early. They've still got a decent force there. I just move into their force to kind of show that I'm happy to do whatever, you know. If they want to push, I'll come with them. I forgot to elite army tactics, look. It becomes very evident that they are not waiting around. They do the same thing. I think they even say defending this position. I'm quite sure why they decide to, you know, say defending that position. It's a really random position to try and defend. At least go next to the White Tower. And then they don't do anything about saving their villagers, seemingly. Not quite sure what's going on here, but saying that, they did carry me with the when I was suffering pretty badly with that attack, so maybe I can't be too judgmental. Okay, they start pushing, so I decide to go with them, obviously. I think they just start because they don't like having... Yeah, they just randomly destroying the wall. Not sure why they're destroying that wall. That's the situation. That's quite a fun attack. I'm definitely not at full force, so there is a chance that even when it's 2 against 1, we kind of lose. Especially if this works. Especially if they manage to... actually, during the game I thought there was a force coming around here. But if they were to have taken out the Great Bombards and the Mangonels with these cavalry, they'd have had a real chance. In actual fact, surely this is just firing into the backs of all the units. Well, I suppose all the cannons would be. Yeah, it was a good effort. King's one of the last to die as well. Now it's should be pretty obvious, pretty kind of simple. But the Reds don't give up, to be fair to them. Even though they are outnumbered and have just lost a huge army. It helps that the Reds are English, which means their troops are quite affordable. Yeah, I am also slowly starting to send guys around the back, as it were. So one of the things to do, especially in this kind of situation, is to just kind of hold them here, although it seems a little bit silly. Hold them there and then do this. Just be really, really annoying. Take out as many villagers on those farms as possible. Pink's obviously also taking out those villagers. I'm creating some siege workshops down here just to feed siege equipment in. Battering rams mainly. But this is this is a tactic I use a lot, if I can, which is to have an army that's trying to pin people down. Obviously, actually the pinks are pinning people down at the moment, but then even if they're getting destroyed by the Berkshire Palace or whatever, just taking out that econ. Quite a nice idea to put the tower and the palace alongside the town centre. Very defensive, obviously. Normally, whenever I play English, I always place one of these aggressively. Don't know what that cannon's doing. Bombard. Getting a bit distracted. So this is where you kind of think it's all over, but they do actually manage to almost kind of pull off an absolutely ridiculous kind of Hail Mary defence, which is quite impressive. Do I think destroy that? Yeah. If not for the bashing rams that are coming through at the same time, that wouldn't have gone. And then I realise I kind of forgot that I still have the Abbey of King to go. Which is a bit annoying. They decided to try and use trebuchets to defend. Which is interesting. They're defending quite intensely up here, but they're not actually getting many units to destroy my battering rams, which is interesting. I think they think that they're going to be able to get that up in time to kind of come back in it. Which they might have done, to be fair. Especially as my battering rams are struggling to figure out how to get through this maze. But not quite. Good game.